front room has mastectomy and fashion bras for every size. Bands from 30 to 56, cups from AA to P. We have sport, maternity, and nursing bras. We custom fit fashion bras with pockets for mastectomy clients. Our certified fitters help you find the perfect bra.
Women's flat track roller derby is played on a variety of floors and surfaces, including concrete, sport court, and wood. The track layout is 108 feet by 75 feet and is flat and oval. It also includes both outside lane and infield area for officials. You'll notice there are two primary lines across one side of the straightaway on the track. The back line is called the jammer line, and jammers must start each jam behind that line on the track. The other line is called the pivot line, and blockers start the jam anywhere on the track between the jammer line and the pivot line. Once the jam starts, the skaters are allowed to skate forward, past these lines, and start making contact. But they must stay on the track at all times, if they can help it. Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes. Both teams field up to 5 skaters at the start of the jam. 4 of these skaters are called blockers, and 1 is called the jammer. The jammer wears a helmet cover with a star on it and scores points for the team. The blockers are playing both offense and defense at the same time, and together they make up what is called the pack. The 2 jammers start each jam behind the pack and must get through all of these skaters for an initial pass before they can begin to score points. When the initial pass is complete, a jammer can score 1 point for every opponent they pass with their hips. The first jammer out of the pack legally is declared lead jammer, which means they can end the jam anytime they want before the 2 minutes are up. Sounds easy, right? Roller derby is a hard-hitting contact sport played on quad roller skates. The object of the game is simple: score a point for every opponent you pass. But getting there is not so simple. At the beginning of the jam, each team fields a jammer. The jammer is the skater with the star on her helmet, and she is the only one allowed to score points for her team. After the whistle, each jammer must make what's called their initial pass through the pack before they can start scoring points. On each subsequent pass, they can score 1 point for each opposing blocker they pass upright and inbounds on the track. If a jammer completely laps an opposing jammer, she can also earn a point for passing her. Each point is scored by the jammer's hips getting past her opponents, not her skates, requiring speed, agility, and even a little creativity.
2 minutes. We're under 2 minutes to roller derby. Ready, set, riot. We need your beautiful face and voice over here, please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen and NBs, at this time, please rise for our national anthem. So remove your hats, please.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, thank you. Great job. Ready, set, riot. All right, welcome everyone to Lansing Roller Derby. I am Lexi Pro, also known as Lexi the Luscious Loudmouth, here with Alexander Jamilton and Juicy Go-Go. We are going to introduce tonight's visiting team. They had so much fun in October. They are back for round 2. This is South Shore Roller Derby of Portage, Indiana. We've got number 10, Farrell's in charge. We've got number 1020, Dex Bomb. We've got 1024, El Capitan. 132, Casanova Crush. 1395, Legs Benedict. Number 3, Tinosaurus Rex. Number 317, Wild Child. Number 39, Leroy Jenkins. With 4038, Claude Van Dam. Number 555, your Da 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 da. And number 789, H-Face. Number 83, Creep It Low. And number 14, Spirit Crusher. And bench coaching, number 50, Spark Plug. Ladies and gentlemen, this is South Shore Roller Derby.
And now to announce your Lansing Roller Derby home team, we have number 18, Hurt Torino. We have number 14, Sarah Sasson. Number 21, Mick Jammer. Your Lansing Roller Derby captain, number 22, Yarmageddon. Number 3, Strega. Number 37, Miss Hyde. Number 4, Slam Cakes. Number 45, Mother Tucker. Number 5, Can Dance. Number 517, Evasive Species. Number 55, Dirty Mittens. Number 56, Demon Bruise. Number 69, Rogue One. Number 74, Gale Skatin'. Number 95, The Mind Killer. Number 70, Kriller Queen. They're being coached by Bad Attitude, Zero Fox Given, and Gadget. That is your Lansing Roller Derby home team. Let's give these skaters a big round of applause. And who's ready for some derby action?
Officiating tonight's game will be referee Stanky Ho. You know, I know, you know. Kick Rock, Sack to the Future, Ring Masters, and Triple Force, R2 Deku, and Zaptig.
Okay. Okay, so Toxic Shock ended up getting out of the OR in time. What was your question? Sarah Sasson is going back to the base, and correct. Now Toxic Shock.
All right, and it looks like jamming for Lansing in the first jam of the night's first bout. We've got number 4, Slam Cakes, up to the line. She's going to be joined by, I believe, number 555, Heather Skelter. Oh. Why didn't I think of that?
Quick little move on the outside by Slam Cakes. Ooh, hard hit on the inside of turn 1. Slam Cakes with a quick move on the outside, and they are your lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Straya is keeping Heather Skelter in check there at the back of the pack. Looks like Heather Skelter almost making her way through on that initial pass.
Ooh, quick move on the outside, but there is quite a wall in front of Slam Cakes with a nice little spin move going into turn 3. Slam Cakes with another 4-point jam.
Yeah, now Lansing is on the board. You guys know what that means. We have our first lead change of tonight. That means everybody drink. And it looks like we also have our first star pass of tonight's game. Tyrannosaurus Rex now wearing the star for South Shore. But what is this? Slam Cakes putting up 4 more points on the board there for Lansing Roller Derby.
Ooh, Slam Cakes toe tapping on the inside line of turn 3. Looks like it's a clean pass. Another 4 points for LRD. Ooh, Strega bringing out a Soul Crush.
It looks like South Shore now on the board with 3 points. 4 more points going on that board for Lansing. That's going to bring Lansing Roller Derby up to 16. And looks like Tyrannosaurus Rex has put 4 on that board for South Shore. We might have a full 2-minute jam, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just getting tired watching them.
Oh,
I'm out of breath.
And the Slam Cakes calls it. Powerful.
Nice little 18-point jam for Slam Cakes. 7 for South Shore.
We've got El Capitan jamming for South Shore, and this looks like lining up for our second jam.
And then Hurt Torino, number 1-8 for LRD. Lots of pushing and shoving going on right there in the get-go. Hurt Torino, the quick feet from the inside to the outside, looking for room. South Shore, the quick move on the inside, and number 1024.
That's going to be El Capitan, Alex.
El Capitan is your lead jammer.
But it looks like Hurterino is out. We've got our first penalty of tonight. Leroy Jenkins coming to sit in the penalty box here. Oh, look at that. Hurterino get a little baby apex jump there. 4 more points going on the board for Lansing.
Oh.
And we have our first power jam of tonight. Looks like El Capitan is headed to take a seat in the sin bin. It looks like both teams brought the pack to a standstill there on turn 3.
Reno with a high step and slide on the inside. Another 4-point jam.
Tyrannosaurus Rex looks like holding down that wall there for South Shore. And we've got both jammers in. El Capitan returns to the track. Big hit from Mother Tucker there on the outside. And looks like Mother Tucker did a little bit too good of a job blocking there. She'll be headed to the penalty box.
Stan Kehoe's reaching for his whistle. He sees something he doesn't like.
Yeah, I think it was about to call a no pack there, Alex. Hurterino, 4 more points on the board there for Lansing, and that is going to be the jam.
Calls the jam.
But it looks like El Capitan also picked up 4 more points there for South Shore in that jam. But she may have led. And it looks like El Capitan may have picked up another penalty in that jam. So we have another power jam here for Lansing.
Coming up for LRD, we have 2-1 Mick Jammer. Quick feet on the outside going into turn 1. High stepping on the inside of turn 2. Can they find their way, but bashed out of bounds by South Shore.
That is some nice blocking, courtesy of H-Face of South Shore.
South Shore's playing this right. They're spreading everything out.
And South Shore's got to let her go.
Oh, I think South Shore got called for a...
Could be a block. Might have been a blocking out of bounds. I'm not sure.
I missed the hand signals on that one.
So did I. I'm just too busy watching the jammer. So now we've got a 3-on-3 pack. Mick Jammer, sounds like Mick Jammer just called it off, holding South Shore scoreless for that jam. So we've got Hurterino lining up on the jam line again for Lansing Roller Derby. She's going to be joined by somebody wearing blue numbers on a black armband.
Cannot read that. 1038.
I believe that is Claude Van Damme, Alex. Claude Van Damme of South Shore.
Man, I grew up watching those Van Damme movies all the time.
Look at that. Candid's holding down that 3 wall for Lansing. And Herderino's coming out hot. She will be your lead jammer.
Look at those toe tapping out there. Hands on the knees already. Maybe she's getting a little tired. She's been out there almost on every jam. Looks like a star pass complete by South Shore. Star has been passed over to 7, 8, 9.
That's H-face, Alex.
H-face. Another toe tapping on the outside of turn 3 and 4. Reno with another 4 points.
And looks like H-face put 4 points on the board there for the gals in white. Herderino breaking through that 2 wall there, scoring 4 more points there for Lansing. H-face
delivering a good hit going into turn 1. Laid out 2 of the LR Deep skaters.
You can always tell when a longtime blocker is wearing the star, Alex. You know?
Gets in there and lowers the boom.
That's right. Herderino, 4 more points there for Lansing.
With an attempted spin move going into turn 3, it looks like H-face just got soul crushed.
No pack's been called, and Herderino's coming out. 4 more points on the board for Lansing.
Man, these refs aren't playing any games today. They seem to be calling it really tight.
Oh, well, you know, Alex, all of these refs have been almost all of these are longtime refs. You know, they know what they're doing. They know the game. They know the skaters. And they know a track cut when they see one.
Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that R2 Deku didn't bring the fan out today. That would seem to be a go-to move. And I'm a little upset that I don't get to see it today.
Well, you know, Alex, they're not here for you. They're here to call penalties and chew bubble gum. And they're out of bubble gum. So, looks like we got Slam Cakes jamming for Lansing, and she's going to be joined by...
Slam Cakes is just moving those feet, trying to find a way.
I was going to say, number 555, Heather Skelter.
Whoa, nice little spin move. It looks like Slam Cakes is now your lead jammer with a quick move going into turn 3 and already back around the track. Ready to score some points. Looks like
nice.
LRD's trying to hit a good soul crush going into turn 3.
Creep it low, doing some nice blocking there, but Slam Cake's going to come through. Meanwhile, Heather Skelter stuck at the back of the pack there. She's got to get past number 22, Yar. Long-time blocker for Lansing. Score some points.
Another nice pirouette by Slam Cakes going right into turn 1.
Ooh, big hit there. Number 3, Tyrannosaurus Rex takes a tumble there into the center. And it looks like Tyrannosaurus Rex have just taken the stars and 3rd star pass of the night from South Shore.
Looks like another soul crush from LRD. If you're unfamiliar with what a soul crush is, that's when a skater goes out of bounds and then the other team just divides themselves out and makes them go even further backwards.
Pretty good. Okay, now Tyrannosaurus Rex finally getting past Yar. Now she's got to face off against Mother Tucker.
And another soul crush.
Back to Yar.
Jam ending.
Slam Cake's going to score.
Your first time out of the night is brought to you by Skymint. Skymint's hanging out over there in the corner. I know they got Jordan over there. Hey, Jordan, you still here? I see your hands. Wave, Skymint. Wave at everybody, Skymint. Okay, I'm just going to wave at nobody because they don't see me right now. But Skymint's over in the corner. They're our premier sponsor for Lansing Roller Derby. Go see them. Go hang out with them. They got all kinds of goodies for you. And they got Frisbees. So that's goodies.
Also, we hope you join us after tonight's bout at the Mayfair Bar. There are the official after party of Lansing Roller Derby and their November theme, F the Patriarchy. And our team timeout has now turned into an official timeout.
Looks like the Yip Man's got to go figure something out with the scoreboard in the corner.
All right, this official timeout is brought to you by Front Room Under Fashions, Lansing Roller Derby Gold sponsor. Front Room Under Fashions are the best things next to your skin. Ladies, is there anything worse than a poorly fitted bra? I don't think so. You know the feeling. That's when you go to come out of the bathroom and you realize, wait a minute, why are my pants so tight? Oh, that would be because they're tucked into my waistband. Well, let me tell you something about Front Room Under Fashions. They'll keep those nipples far, far away from the waistline of your jeans. I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Just go there and get a damn bra already. Okay. Okay, we got Mick Jammer back on the jam line now for Lansing Roller Derby. And South Shore putting up quite a wall there. Mick Jammer having a tough time getting through on her initial pass.
Quick move on the outside. It looks like South Shore is your lead jammer. Number 1024.
Yeah, right. This is South Shore's second lead jam of tonight's first bout.
Hey, El Capitan. Ooh, almost a quick move. El Capitan calls the jam off before LRD can. Oh, LRD snuck in 1 point?
Yeah.
Oh, LRD stole a point on that one. Got to keep your eyes on I know. I think that's how you say his name.
What do you know?
Not too much. Potential official review going on. I see some zebras talking.
So we got number 18 on the jam line for Lansing. That's going to be Herderino. She'll be joined by, I believe that is 555 Heather Skelter of South Shore.
Heather Skelter laying a boom, going right there against Miss Hyde. Looks like LRD's got one member down.
It looks like Yarmageddon.
Yarmageddon decided to take a little break. Multiplayer, the two people are holding hands and the jammer's trying to get through.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I was a multiplayer.
Miss Hyde with a nice soul crush going into turn 2. Looks like a 3.
Heather, she's going to force a call off there on Heather Skelter. It looks like Heather Skelter did put 4 points on the board there for South Shore. South Shore catching up slowly but surely. Now at 29, Lansing still in the lead at 78.
A wise storyteller once said, the tortoise can beat the hare.
All right, so looks like Slam Cakes is earning her keep there. Nice block, number 317 Wild Child forcing Slam Cakes all the way out of the pack. And the ring, and I know, it's just called a track cut on Slam Cakes. This is gonna be a power jam for South Shore. So Yar's going to try to force Claude Van Dam all the way to the back of the pack there. Lansing not making it easy for South Shore to catch up here on the scoreboard.
Strega trying to get a soul crush in with the hands up in the air. Track cut called on South Shore. Strega pulled a fast one and went backwards, and no one saw it.
And now, oh, how the turns have tabled. This is going to be a power jam for Lansing. Yeah, I did.
Cakes was able to make their way through the pack for a nice 4-point jam.
I didn't come up with it.
With all the penalties in this bout, this is going to be a full 2 minutes, so it looks like 8 seconds left in this jam. Looks like Cake stole another 4 points.
And that's going to be the jam.
I just noticed Cake's glasses. I don't think those are official guarding glasses. They're nice. They look good, though. Nice, bright colors. I can appreciate those.
They do.
Cakes, did you get new glasses? Oh, they can't hear us.
So we got number 69, Rogue One, on the jam line for the first time tonight for Lansing. She's going to be joined by number 1395, Legs Benedict, also jamming for the first time for South Shore.
Lots of pushing and shoving, trying to get through into turn one. Rogue One with a high step on the inside.
And R2 Decchio trying to call somebody out on a, oh, this is go. And we have a track cut call on Rogue One. This is going to be a power jam for South Shore. Hey, I saw R2 Decchio call track cut on somebody.
R2 Decchio was like, nope, that is not going to fly on my track.
Mother Tucker doing a nice job holding back Legs Benedict there. Mother Tucker, longtime Lansing blocker.
Ooh,
gonna pick
Tucker
up a
caught
penalty.
with a multiplayer.
So we've got a penalty box. We've got 3 Lansing players in the penalty box. Let's see if Legs Benedict can take full advantage during this power jam.
They keep this up, we're going to run out of seats in the booth.
That'd
Penalty
be
box
a
is going to
full
run out of
sin
seats.
bin is what they call that.
Full sin bin.
And it looks like South Shore's called an official review.
This is your first official review of the bout, and you know what that means? Absolutely nothing. We all get to sit here and watch them.
I thought we were all going to go out and smoke or something.
Got a long break.
This smoke break is brought to you courtesy of Sky Mint. You can guess why they wanted to sponsor us a smoke break tonight. I don't think I have to spell that one out. I can't find any flavor text about Sky Mint. Sky Mint, premium cannabis, farm to stash, grown right here in the great state of Michigan. Creatives, deep thinkers, music lovers, belly laughers, curious, considerate, inclusive, silly, passionate, high on roller derby. They are cannabis lovers who are in the business for just that. The love of cannabis and what it can do for us, our friends, our families, our Sky Mint communities, and the world. It's definitely for that, and not so all of us can get stony baloneyed. Sky Mint, premium cannabis.
Hey, do you guys know what a pack of zebras is called?
No, Alex.
I don't either. That's why I was asking.
I thought it'd be called a pack of zebras.
I don't know.
Well, when
I'm
I
going to
was-
Google it.
When I was a skater, I could have told you what we called them, but I don't think I can use that language at a family-friendly bout.
Oh, that's so kind of you, looking out for the children.
Yeah, you never would have thought that, right? Me? Look out for the children?
From the professor.
Oh, this is fun. A group
Yo,
of
there's
zebras.
a reason I teach adults and not children.
All right, we got the meaning of pack of zebras. Go.
They're called a zeal. A Z-E-A-L. A group of zebras, a herd of zebras is called a zeal.
So the zeals are out talking about what just happened?
A zeal meeting. A zeal meeting going on in center court right now.
Not a Zoom meeting, a zeal meeting.
Right.
Get our answer here any
I think on the next review, I'm going to go talk to people in the crowd, figure out who came the furthest away. I'm assuming it's going to be someone from Indiana. Not sure, though.
We'd like to remind everybody 50-50 raffles are going on. Shout out to your favorite skater.
my entire employment history. 20 bucks is 20 bucks.
I think we're ready for live roller derby action. Here we go. Back to Alex and Lexi with some live derby action. Sin bin, 2 for Lansing, 1 for South Shore.
Looks like we have Hurt Torino for LRD taking on
That's going to be
1024.
That's going to be El Capitan.
How did I mess that up? That's my favorite name to say tonight.
El
Between the-
Capitan.
El Capitan or Tinosaurus Rex.
El Capitan getting some real trouble there, courtesy of Lansing. Hurtarino's going to come out in front, but she will
Ooh.
not be your lead jammer. We have
Hurtarino
a
gets an unearned pass.
no pass, no penalty situation there.
That means El Capitan is your lead jammer.
Looks like Hurtarino just scored 4 more points for Lansing Roller Derby. Lansing now only 14 points south of that century mark. South Shore still at 33.
Hard
Mother
hits going
Tucker
in.
is laying the wood. Sorry.
Just laying the boom. And then a soul crush on top of it.
Looks like Hurtarino is going to pick up 4 more points there for Lansing.
Jam is called off.
Looks like El Capitan picked up 2 more points there for South Shore.
Coming up to jam number 11. Shade over 10 minutes to go in the first period of game number 1.
Well, that's a fun helmet. I like the cheetah leopard print.
It's going to be Legs Benedict on the jam line there for South Shore, joined by number 4, Slam Cakes of Lansing.
Slam Cakes getting soul crushed right out the gate, giving Legs Benedict a chance. Can they still lead Jam out the beginning? Oh, Slam Cakes with a quick move on the outside, and they are your lead jammer.
We've got both jammers out. Slam Cakes doing what she does best, tiptoeing through the pack like it's a pack of tulips.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
4 points going on the board for Lansing. Lansing now at 94, just 6 points to go before Lansing breaks that first century mark.
Nobody knows Tiny Tim anymore.
We need that button board. Ooh, quick soul crush.
Looks like Legs Benedict still working her way through on her first scoring pass. She's gonna be held back there by Toxic Shock, but still gonna score 4 points there for South Shore. And that's gonna be 4 more points for Lansing Roller Derby. Lansing now at 98, just 2 points to go.
Woo!
And 2
Hard
more
hit.
points, and Lansing will have broken the century mark.
Don't forget, when you break the century mark, there's a tie, there's a lead change. It's an all drink.
Those toast tops of Slam Cakes are getting a lot of work tonight.
They sure are, Alex.
A lot of work. And
And there it is. Lansing has broken the century mark. You heard the man. It's an all drink.
All drink. I need a water. Thank you, son.
bunch of hard hits going into turn 3. Bodies flying everywhere.
And
Slam Cakes on her
that-
toes.
And that's going to be the jam.
We'd also like to give a shout out for all our non-skating officials. They do a great job for us. We got Devin over here doing our live stream. What are we up to, Devin? 284? 284 on live. That's awesome. We'd also like to thank our EMTs, Betta Blocker and Laura. We try to keep them on the stage.
Oh, big hitting
That's another
there,
one of my favorite
courtesy
names.
Of
Beta
number
Blocker.
21, Mick Jammer. Mick Jammer shouldering her way, one blocker at a time, through that South Shore wall. She's come coming up against that pivot hard. Pivot's got to let her go. Mick Jammer will be your lead jammer. Meanwhile, Claude Van Dam still fighting her way through on that initial pass. Big hit courtesy of Yar. And we have a star pass from South Shore. Number 789, H-Face, holding that panty. Still doesn't have it on her head. Yar doing her best there, taking on 2 of the South Shore blockers.
South Shore with a quick move to the front. Hard hit on Mick Jammer. Potentially, I believe, a direction called on South Shore allows Mick Jammer to get through and sneak out another 4 points.
And Mick Jammer's coming up for what looks like 4 very hard-fought points there for Lansing.
These skaters have been pushing themselves to the limit on this first half already, and there's still 6 minutes to go.
I know, Alex. Number 555, Heather Skelter, really doing a nice job holding that wall there. Mick Jammer's going to get forced to the back of the pack.
Looks like illegal re-entry on invasive species came in between 2 players.
I was going to say, and just as the Jammer panty is passed, Mick Jammer's going to call it off.
I feel like I can't say that. The Jammer panty.
Oh, I guess I can see that.
Well, and people never know. They're like, what? Panties? What?
And it looks like, we know, has called a penalty there on Mick Jammer. This is going to put South Shore in the power start for this jam. It looks like we've got El Capitan on the jam line there for this power jam.
Power Jam sponsored by Cristo Rey Community Center. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I was waiting for you guys
Sorry.
to jump. No, I was
I'm
waiting for
sorry.
you to jam.
Oh.
You said Crisco, and I was thinking food. I was getting excited.
I'm glad you think about food when you think about Crisco, because not all of us do. Okay, looks like
I thought of something else.
El Capitan's going to be your lead jammer.
Mick Jammer still has to make their way through the pack before they can score any points. Mick Jammer on their initial pass. Hard hits everywhere, bodies flying. Mick Jammer has now made their way through the pack. They are now allowed to score points. El Capitan is running into the wall of Strego, Mother Tucker, and Toxic Shock.
Oh, we've got a black on blue pile up there as the jam is called. Looks like that's going to bring Lansing Roller Derby up to 120, South Shore at 48.
Now, we haven't had any call. Shout-outs for $1. No holler. Come on. Shout out your favorite skater, your favorite referee, your favorite announcer, your favorite photographer. Shout-outs are only $1. $1, we holla.
We got Legs Benedict back on the jam line for South Shore. She's going to be joined by, look at that, Herderino. Herderino was quick. She's going to be your lead jammer.
Reno's on a whole nother speed out of the box, just gone.
I know.
One in the
Big
box
hit
for
there
South Shore.
from Yar. 14 goes flying.
That hurt me. I felt that up here. I
know,
felt that
right?
up here. I'm not going to be able to
Man.
sleep tonight. I have to sleep on my right side. If I sleep on my left side, I'm going to be hurting.
That's one of the most awesome hits I think I've seen in a long time.
Just
Ooh. And Legs Benedict's going to do a little hit of her own there, and that's going to be the jam.
Hyde, you're supposed to stay on your skates there, boss.
Don't forget, we got soda, we got beer, we got chips, and we got candy. The more you drink, the better we sound. The more you drink, the better at least I look. You two don't have to worry about it.
You're very kind, Juicy.
You
So
two guys
kind.
are lucky.
Oh, and we've got another power jam here for South Shore. It looks
Power
like
jam.
Herderino picked up a penalty there at the end of the previous jam.
Quick
and this
moves.
is gonna be number 555, Heather Skelter.
Heather Skelter is your lead jammer. Bursts through the pack, able to score some points. Gives a nice little call, works their way on the outside of turn 2. Quick moving pack, working their way through. Strega with a soul crush before turn 3.
Heather Skelter's got to get past Mother Tucker there, but Herderino sneaks right on through, out of the penalty box and out on her initial pass. And Heather Skelter tries to get through that 2-wall, decides to call it off.
Kept Reno from scoring any points, but was able to score 4 points for South Shore.
That's going to bring South Shore up to 56. Lansing Roller Derby at 124 with just over 1 minute left to go in this first half.
We'd like to remind everybody at halftime, go visit Skyman, get some Lansing Roller Derby gear, or go get yourself a pop or a beer. Beer.
What's a pop?
Soda.
Oh, like a Coke
Or Diet Coke.
or Sprite?
You're not in the Sunshine State
not
anymore,
working.
Alex.
It's not working with the Diet Coke. But
All right. And look at that. This is going to H-Face getting sent to the penalty box. This is going to be a power jam for Lansing.
Cakes working their way through the pack like it was just an easy Swiss cheese of fun. Now coming back around onto turn 2. Slam Cakes with a move on the inside. Up.
And she's
Yep.
going to take a hit there off of, looks like number 83, Creep It Low. Slam Cakes still scoring 4 points there for Lansing. And Slam Cakes fighting her way through that 3-wall. Yar going to come and distract one of the South Shore blockers. That's going to let Slam Cakes get out and score 4.
Ooh, hard hit coming into turn 4.
And we've got both jammers in. H-Face now back on the track. Nice hit there for Mother Tucker. Toxic Shock going to come around, hold that 3-wall.
Slam Cakes get called for a track cut on the inside of turn 2. That means it'll be a full 2-minute jam, or well, 37 seconds left of this period.
yeah, that's too bad. Slam Cakes did a nice inside-outside zigzag and stepped out.
Looks like Yar tried to do a little fake out there on H-Face. H-Face saw it coming and managed to sneak around, but now H-Face got to get around
Look at that
Mother
spin
Tucker. Ooh, just staying within the boundaries of the track. H-Face going to put 4 points on the board there for South Shore. It's going to bring South Shore up to 60. Lansing Roller Derby at 132.
Quick move on the inside, spin move.
And Yar is going to shove H-Face to the center as the jam is called off. And that brings us all the way to intermission.
The Mitten Mavens are a local roller derby organization, a 501c4 in the East Lansing area. Roller derby is super important in our community and for our culture because it gives women the opportunity to be aggressive and to be strong and to be vocal and to be proud about their bodies no matter what sizes and shapes that they are. Our recruiting process happens all year round. We're an open enrollment organization, which means that people can join at any time throughout the year. However, we do host biannual boot camps, which are the best time for people to join. We run one in the beginning of the winter, so in January, and then we run a second in the summer, usually starting about June. And during those boot camps, we train people who have never skated before. You don't need any experience at all. You can support the Mitten Mavens by coming to our home bouts. That's the best way you can support the Mavens because not only does it grow the awareness of the sport, it grows our fan base, which we love to have as many fans as possible at our home bouts. So you can also get involved with this league by joining as a non-skating official or a referee or a volunteer. You can check us out at www.eastlansingrollerderby.com.
Front Room has mastectomy and fashion bras for every size. Bands from 30 to 56, cups from AA to P. We have sport, maternity, and nursing bras. We custom fit fashion bras with pockets for mastectomy clients. Our certified fitters help you find the perfect bra.
We need to help each other. People are going through struggles. You may not know it. The person sitting next to you on a bus going home, you don't know what struggles they're going through. They could have just had their house foreclosed. They could have just lost a loved one. And we need to help each other. And this is a community center, which means it's open to everybody.
We have various emphasis. One on substance use disorder. We have anger management classes. We provide parent training. We work with some mothers that are at risk for losing their children. And it's a way to help educate them to be better parents, to be more insightful, to strengthen that bond that they have with their child, and just to improve their overall situation.
Every time I come in, I immediately see like a lot of culture. I hear like a lot of Spanish. I hear African dialect. Cristo Rey has helped my kids with breastfeeding advice, with getting extra resources. You know, as being a low-income mom, sometimes you need extra food. I mean, they will point you towards the right direction if you need any classes or anything.
I love teaching young mothers how to do the best that they can with the resources that they have and just try to empower them and show them that they really have everything they need. They just have to believe in themselves that they'll be a wonderful mother. Well, Nautica's a wonderful mother and she has been learning as she goes, and we've just been a team. She's been through a lot, and during the first year of life there's a lot of office visits, so she's kept up with that very well, and she has been providing her children with really good care. I think a lot of parents like coming to Cristo Rey because they do get to see the same pediatrician each time or the same family nurse practitioner, and they get to know that provider and feel more comfortable coming more frequently and not having to tell their stories over and over again.
We're fortunate here at the center that we have all these other complementary services, our medical practice, our food access, our financial education. But bottom line is kind of helping somebody where they're at and helping them for today. In the area of recovery and addiction, is looking at things one day at a time, and we want to help that person maximize that day. You know, I often say that I learned so much from someone who is working very hard in the recovery effort, because they teach me, for instance, to accept and appreciate what the day gives me.
The second and fourth Thursday of every month. If you're here by 8 o'clock with an ID, each household gets a box of fresh fruit and vegetables, broccoli, potatoes, onions, apples, carrots. And you can always, always use fresh fruit and vegetables in your house. Sometimes there's milk, eggs. It all depends on what is donated to Cristo Rey. There's times where the box is so heavy you can't carry it, and all you need is your ID.
You know, whatever is donated here, they like to give. They don't hold it. They want you to have. Oh, love the kitchen. In the morning time, don't really have anything to do, so we'll come here and have breakfast, and the food's always good. Eggs, we have bagels, juice, and always some really good hot coffee.
Some of my ladies, the only hugs they get are from the other ladies in my group. The only time they go out is for my class. The only time they smile is at my class. Some of the ladies, we hang out outside of Cristo Rey. We go shopping, we go to lunch. To me, they're family now. Now, Thursdays are our crazy day. We're doing chocolates and molds, chocolate-covered strawberries, chocolate-covered pretzels. I'm showing them how to do gummy bears.
You know, we're going to see somebody regardless of insurance, regardless of other mechanisms for payment. Without an outlet like ours, there's many more that would struggle.
You don't meet people every day, you know, that's willing to help you and your family, you know. And I mean, it definitely goes with me a long way. If I ever was to get rich, I'll make sure this will be one of my first stops to make sure I can come back and give back to the community.
And I see a lot of people here that come here because they are hungry and they don't have anywhere to go. And it breaks my heart.
As a mother, you worry about, oh, am I able to get diapers this month? Are we going to be able to have, you know, extra money for a good meal? To know that we're going to be able to get that and everything's going to work out. It's like God.
Front Room has mastectomy and fashion bras for every size. Bands from 30 to 56, cups from AA to P. We have sport, maternity, and nursing bras. We custom fit fashion bras with pockets for mastectomy clients. Our certified fitters help you find the perfect bra.
say?
Destruction.
Oh, mine would be Big Balls by AC/DC.
Ooh, okay. I can see that. Just big clankers. Just clank out there, you know.
I've decided that's my theme song for everything. If I ever run for political office, that's going to be what plays in all my campaign ads.
Wow, you and Herschel Walker. Oh, hold it. Sorry.
Hey,
whoa.
Don't compare me to that sentient sperm donor.
Isn't that the truth? So we're
that guy's right up there with Nick Cannon. Jesus.
I was just about to say, he's expecting his 13th child or 12th child, something like that.
I wonder if people just like FedEx him scissors. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see all the people they interviewed on TV? They all had Georgia Bulldog shirts on. So they don't know anything about politics. We're going to start the second period on a Power Jam. Power Jam. Sponsored by Sky Mint Premium Cannabis. Go see Jordan.
Okay, and with that whistle, we are back into Derby action. Looks like Slam Cakes is lined up on the jam line for a first jam of the period.
Jam is underway. Slam Cakes called for a track cut going into turn 2.
And if there are 2 jammers in the penalty box, once the second jammer reaches the box, the first jammer is released, and the second jammer serves the exact same amount of time served by the first jammer. Because you know what they say in Derby, no jammer, no action.
We all standing around looking at each other.
No jammer, no fun.
We'd like to remind everybody, if you get 7 penalties, you are out of the game. It's skates off and you're sitting on the sidelines. 7 penalties, nobody is even close to that.
And H-Face is going to be your lead jammer.
Followed by a fist pump.
It looks like H-Face giving some signals there to her pack. She's got to get past Yar to start scoring any points in this jam. H-Face going to get hit to the outside and call it.
Looks like Slam Cakes with no points. H-Face with 2 for South Shore.
Nice start for South Shore on the second period, 2 points. 135-66 coming up to jam number deuce, which is a 2. Nobody in the box. The sin bin is empty.
We got number 18, Herderino on the jam line there for Lansing.
High knees from Reno working their way through the turn number 1. Grinding those toe stops down.
Mother Tucker doing a nice job holding that 3-wall. Heather Skelter having a very difficult time making her way through on her initial. We've got a star pass, looks like.
I think her number used to be 5.
El Khan will be taking the star for South Shore.
She used to be 566.
Oh, really?
No, look at her jersey. You can see the 5 is not close, and then 66 is.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Well, that'd be better with Heather Skelter, but
They made it look
True
like
that.
there were 6s when there was 5s.
I don't know. It's the most jacked up 5 I've ever seen. And I've seen jacked up.
And as El Capitan comes around to the pack, we've got Yar running interference. But what is that? El Capitan slipping around, picking up 4 points there for South Shore. South Shore now at 70. Lansing Roller Derby up to 147 as Herderino keeps racking up the points.
El Capitan laying a hit going into turn 1, but they are met with the boom of Mother Tucker.
It looks like Stroya's also going to do a little Stroying there on El Capitan. Yar's going to force El Capitan to the back of that pack. Herderino's going to pick up 4 more points there for Lansing.
And it looks like Miss Hyde is going to take a timeout. Skaters are all spread out going in between turns 2 and 3. But Reno makes their way through. Jam has ended.
Wow, what a nice jam. 20-point jam by Herta Reno. Pulls up 155-72. Jam number 2 was amazing. And it went the full 2 minutes. One in the box for Lansing.
So it looks like South Shore's Jammers getting a little last-minute encouragement there from Farrell's in charge. Slam Cakes back on the jam line there for roller derby, and that encouragement worked. Claude Van Dam is going to be your lead jammer. She is neck and neck there with Slam Cakes. Slam Cakes might be trying to force a call off. And this is going to be a, never mind, Claude Van Dam back in the action here.
Toxic Shock with some dueling action going into turn 3. Strega lowering a boom going into turn 4. That is one wall that you do not want to go up against. Miss Hyde is coming for another hangout session again. Miss Hyde, how you doing down there? That's what we like to hear. All nothing but smiles.
Oh, we've got another. It looks like Miss Hyde's going to be joined by number 3.
Number 3, Strega.
And that is going to be the jam.
Strega thought Miss Hyde looked lonely in the sin bin, so she thought she'd come hang out with her for a little bit.
It does get pretty lonely in there, Alex.
I mean, at least 25 seconds probably of hangout time.
Well, it looks like South Shore's just 24 points below their first century mark of tonight's game. South Shore at 76, Lansing at 165. It looks like Herta Reno's going back out there for Lansing. She's going to be joined by, I can't tell who, but Yards put a nice hit on her. It's going to be 317 Wild Child jamming for the first time this evening.
And Wild Child is your lead jammer. And I cut you off. I'm a terrible person.
No, Alex, it happens. It's no big deal. And it looks like Miss Hyde goes for the hit there, but doesn't quite make it. Wild Child
Herta Reno
through like her butt's on fire. That's going to be, oh, what is that? Herta Reno also scoring 4 points there. Both teams putting 4 points on the board in this jam.
Do you get nervous when you see them doing the apex jump? I get a little nervous.
Do you really?
Yeah, ankles are important.
They sure are. Mine couldn't handle that stuff, but.
We got our first shout out of the night. First shout out. Andy Wardall's got a shout out from her lover. Congratulations, Andy Wardall, on the first shout out of the night. We need more shout outs. All money raised goes to Lansing Roller Derby. It's $1. We holler.
H-Face doing some nice blocking there on Slam Cakes, but they can't hold her back for long. Slam Cakes is going to be your lead jammer.
Pile
Lots
up
of bodies,
on the jam line.
Lots of bodies hitting the floor. I believe there's a musical number that says "Let the bodies hit the floor."
There is. That's
Let the bodies hit the floor.
That was certainly what was happening right there, Alex.
I would sing it, but I'm a little raspy today, so we'll hold off.
You know,
we got a power jam, power jam for South Shore.
And Lansing not taking it easy on Van Dam out there. Looks like Evasive Species is doing a nice job holding Van Dam back. That 3-wall there is forced to be reckoned with. Toxic Shock also, and Mother Tucker coming in for an assist. And Van Dam on a very hard-fought initial pass is finally out.
Cakes is still on their initial pass, has to work their way through the pack before they can score any points.
What was that? Slam Cake sneaking through, but gets a no pass, no penalty there on that first pass.
Was a beautiful move, though.
I think that means we have no lead jammer. Oh, what was that? Slam Cake scooting right
I got distracted. I was watching too much. Cakes is going back to the box.
Oh, yes. This is another power jam here for South Shore. It looks like we've got a star pass from South Shore, and that's going to be the jam.
So we have a power start for South Shore, much needed power start as they need to close this up a little. 175-83, shade under 21 minutes to go. Coming up to jam number 6 of game number 1 here at Court 1 Training Center.
Oh, but what is this? We have both jammers in the box. Looks like Legs Benedict also got called out on a penalty at the end of that jam. So both jammers only serving a couple of seconds in that penalty box. Oh. Now we have an all skate.
Oh.
All skates and hard hits going into turn 3 and turn 4.
95 doing some
Cakes with a
dynamite
quick
blocking.
move
That's
to the
going to be
outside.
the mind killer. Nice hits there on Legs Benedict. Oh, what is... And Slam Cakes is going to be your lead jammer.
Hard hit on Miss Hyde going into turn 3. Lots of whistles blowing going on. A little bit of confusion up here in the booth. We'll get it figured out. Looks like Cakes is back in the booth. Looks like it's a power jam for South Shore.
Power jam for South Shore Roller Derby.
Yard just put a nice hit there on Tyrannosaurus Rex. Little blocker on blocker action. So Legs Benedict's got to get past this 4-wall, the mind killer, and Yar. Some amazing teamwork there, courtesy of Lansing. Ms. Hyde also holding that wall down. Legs Benedict's definitely got her work cut out for her.
Great work there by Lansing, like you said, Lexi.
H-Face is going to try to break up that wall. Slam and keep back.
Slam Cakes.
Keep back Slam Cakes at the same time.
The toe touching of Slam Cakes.
Called out on another penalty.
I think that is the 5th penalty
in just a couple of minutes. I think you're right, Alex.
Yeah.
Slam Cakes getting real comfortable. Yeah, Slam Cakes. I think Slam Cakes just needed a rest, Alex.
We're just going to rename that seat to the Cakes chair.
We got Wild Child taking another turn at the jam line here for this power jam for North Shore. And looks like we've got an official timeout.
Looks like we have a quick official review, having to double check some penalties for a skater.
So this official timeout is brought to you by
Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond is sponsoring this official review real quick. So
Neil
everyone in
Diamond.
the audience, I need to see if I can borrow everyone. Can I have everyone's attention? Everybody see me waving over here? I'm going to start singing a song, and I bet everyone can finish the lyrics for me. You guys ready? All right, ready? Sweet Caroline.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, that was amazing. I love every single one of you guys.
Times never seem so good.
So good. So good.
So good. I feel it.
I appreciate everyone. Thank you for dealing with my antics. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I think Lexi and I were just the only
Y'all
ones
just
singing along.
Y'all kept it going like it was karaoke hour, and I'm impressed.
I know. This is what happens when your parents do nothing, listen to nothing but the oldies station during your formative years. You wind up learning all the lyrics to Neil Diamond songs.
I only know the bump, 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 and then the remix where they say so good, so good, so good, you know? So
Oh!
it's a family-friendly show. So
This is how out of touch I am. I didn't even know there was a remix.
Oh, yeah. If you go to a bar nowadays and that song comes on, they're dropping an F-bomb.
Oh, thank God. I saw Neil Diamond in person, and I went and sat at the bar.
Well, and it looks like with that last penalty, Slam Cakes has fouled out of the game Hertorino, number 18, will be serving the remainder of Slam Cake's penalty. So this will still be a power jam for South Shore.
So when you get 7 penalties, skates come off, and you just got to ride the pine. Skates off.
Actually, I do believe these are plastic chairs, so it's not a pine bench.
You don't even get to do that. You have to go all the way back to the locker room. It's right there in the WFDA rules.
Dang rules, I tell you. Thank you for our track crew for keeping everything safe. They're keeping the tape down because there is a piece of rope under there for everybody knows where the boundaries are. Again, we're doing shout-outs. Here comes Alex. He's got something to say. Oh, no, he doesn't. So we're doing shout-outs for $1. $1 I holla. We're back to live action. 18 minutes to go. It's coming up to jam number 7. Power start for South Shore.
Power start. You guys remember Monster Jam? Did you ever go to those?
Oh, yeah.
I always wanted to be that guy that gets announced the Monster Jam guys because that'd be really cool.
Oh, that'd be so much fun. Look at that. Wild Child is out. She will be your lead jammer.
Wild Child pumping them legs going through each one of the turns. Got their initial pass in lead jammer status. Holding up a call going into turn 3. Ooh, hard hits going into turn 3 and bodies hitting the floor.
Yes, that big hit was Evasive Species. Mother Tucker and Toxic Shock also going to assist. Toxic Shock's making Wild Child work for it out there.
I wonder how she came up with Wild Child. I wonder if she's a Jimi Hendrix fan.
That's a good one to ask. I don't know if it's just that the star for Lansing Roller Derby, but it seems to be bad luck right now. Whoever's wearing the star is spending a lot of time in the penalty box.
That's right. And Wild Child still working her way through on that scoring pass. Toxic Shock taking a hit off that invisible blocker there on the straightaway.
Wild Child moving outside to inside, keeping the LRD blockers on their toes. Quick move on the inside of turn 4.
Four very hard-fought points there for the ladies in white.
And she had to get by Mother Tucker.
I know. That's not easy. That is not easy. South Shore just 6 points below that century mark. Woo. Wild Child's going to call it, and that's going to be the jam. And it looks like Wild Child did put 3 more points on that scoreboard there. South Shore, 3 points to go before they break that century mark. And you guys all know what that means.
It's an all drink 'em.
3 more points.
They're just throwing me.
Y'all want me to ask her?
I'm gonna
so
afterwards.
We've got number 14, Spirit Crusher, on the jam line there for South Shore.
Going up against 21 for LRD, Mick Jammer. Mick Jammer working their way through turn 1.
Big hit there, courtesy of Miss Hyde.
Miss Hyde's got her hands up, knowing
Spirit Crusher
that
went
something
tumbling.
wasn't right.
Miss Hyde's going to the box for that hit. Mick Jammer will be your lead jammer.
Miss Hyde wanted to come hang out with us again.
We are fun.
Lots of fun.
Just ask us.
You can see us at the Mayfair bar tonight if you want to have even more fun afterwards.
Oh, no, not coming to hang out. 1 in the box for Lansing, 177.97.
Big Yar puts a big hit on Spirit Crusher there on the turn. She's going to force Spirit Crusher to the back of that pack. The Mind Killer's going to do her best to hold back Spirit Crusher there. It looks like the Mind Killer's going to the box for that block. Looks like Yar did too. How did I miss that?
Fanny pass.
Yar was called for a forehand on that hard hit going into turn 3.
I knew it was too good of a hit to be legal.
Definitely a hard hit going into turn 3. Looks like skaters are going to get a couple seconds to reset. Going into jam number 8 of the second half.
And we have an official timeout. So this official timeout is brought to you by Lansing's platinum sponsor this season, Skymint. Skymint, premium cannabis, farm to stash, grown right here in the Mitten State,
Where?
in the Wolverine State. That's right. I think my co-announcer Juicy's already, shall we say, indulged a little bit this evening.
No, I don't think so. I'm just like here.
I heard that makes your hair fall out.
Well, yeah, but it all goes to your back then. That's what I can't figure out. And I thought that was my kid's cause. Oh, actually, I swam in PFAS when I was a little kid. I grew up in Rockford.
You know, that explains a lot.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, although it may sound like you don't need Sky Mint premium cannabis to have a good time, it sure doesn't hurt. Visit them. Are they still here, Juicy?
Yeah, they're still here.
All right, you can hang out with them at their table or check them out at skymint.com.
One skating official we missed was Poco's out there skating around. I love how she's listening in right now.
And it looks like this timeout has now turned into an official review.
Again, we're doing shout-outs. We've only done one shout-out today for $1. Come on, people. 50-50 raffle. We're also going to the Mayfair Bar after this. Great place. Watch the game, highlights of the game there. We take over the whole bar. That is the most effed up jersey I've ever seen.
I know. Yeah.
Now it looks like 555.
All right, this official review also brought to you by Front Room Under Fashions, proud to be a gold sponsor of Lansing Roller Derby this season. Front Room Under Fashions, the best things next to your skin. Front Room Under Fashions, supporting Lansing Roller Derby since 2021. Visit them at frontroomunderfashions.com.
One thing. pretzels.
They have soft pretzels?
And it
They have
sounds
pretzels?
like we are
No.
back into action
You
here.
just broke my heart.
With just under 15 minutes left to go in the second half of tonight's doubleheader. And it looks like Lansing's in a power start. Saurus Rex picked up a penalty there in the last jam. Number 18, Herderino, out there jamming for Lansing. It looks like in charge is now doing some nice bridging there for South Shore. Ooh, and that was a nice hit there on Herderino. It looks like Herderino's not sure. She's like, should I circle to the back of the pack or not? But nope, Herderino's going to be your lead jammer.
Both skaters went out on that one pass, so Reno does not have to reset behind the skaters.
And we've got both jammers back. Tyrannosaurus Rex back out there for South Shore.
Nice move.
Look at that sweet skate jump. That was outstanding.
It really was.
I mean, I got like my beats per minute and my heart kind of started racing a little bit more there.
Sounds like Herderino just called it off.
I would call it off too. Did y'all see that? I would be nervous. I'd be like, I don't want this skater to get any points on me. I'm tapping my hips. I'm calling that one off.
I just think it's amazing how they can go around a corner, up on your toe stops, skates facing north-south. It's like, hold it, what? It's just amazing how athletically strong these women are, and we appreciate it.
That's right. These skaters give up their nights, their weekends, sometimes their early mornings to
And their bodies. Don't forget, they're giving their bodies out too.
Good one.
But what else were you really going to do with it? Like sit on the couch and watch Netflix? That's it's not enough for. And it looks like Mick Jammer's getting called out on a forearm. This is going to be a power jam for South Shore. It's up to Wild Child.
Wild Child is zigzagging through there, making their way through. Mother Tucker trying to get one last hip bump in before Wild Child can get through.
And this could be the jam where South Shore finally breaks that century mark.
We've been waiting for it for 3 jams. Come on,
Here it
Wild
comes. There it
Child.
is.
Yeah!
There it is.
Nice hit. Oh, and Wild Child gets away clean. You know, I know. You know, fingers are up. That's going to be 4 points for South Shore. South Shore now over that century mark. It's an all drink.
Let's give them skaters a round of applause.
Yeah, all right, South Shore.
And Mick Jammer is out. Looks like that was her initial pass. Wild Child still on a scoring pass, taking some encouragement from the bench. Wild Child is going to call it. Looks like Wild Child picked up 2 more points there for South Shore.
181-104, shade over 11 minutes to go. Game number 1. Game number 2 is going to be just exciting. We've got the purple against the green team.
Looks like that's Rogue One out there, number 69, jamming for Lansing. Going to be joined by Legs Benedict of South Shore.
I can't help but think of food when I think Legs Benedict. I want like an Eggs Benedict breakfast sandwich right now.
I know, that would be good, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of hungry, too.
First it was the Crisco, now the Legs Benedict.
Tyrannosaurus Rex and number 10, Farrell's in charge, putting up quite the fight there. But Rogue One is out. She will be your lead jammer.
Looks like LRD with a soul crush on Legs Benedict.
Who was that?
Sending Legs back to turn 4. But the skater can get a full head of steam working on the inside line. Evasive Species, quick move up to the front. A little bit of a pile up.
And it sounds like Legs Benedict's getting called out on a forearm. This is going to be a power jam for Lansing.
Power jam.
And let's see, 132, Casanova Crush doing her best to keep. And we've got a skater down. So it looks like Lansing is in the power start for this gym. Legs Benedict serving her penalty here in the sin bin.
Power jam, power start, power.
Herderino has to get past Heather Skelter there, holding down that wall. Heather Skelter doing a little too good of a job holding down that wall. She's headed to the sin bin. Herderino will be your lead jammer.
Legs Benedict still trying to make their way through the pack to get their initial points underway. Reno working their way through. Legs Benedict, the initial pass underway. Reno, quick move on the inside of turn 4. Looks over to her team captain whether she should call it or not.
Oh, Legs Benedict taking a tumble there on the straightaway. I missed that hit, but it was a good one.
I heard it.
Toxic Shock moving through that pack like a wrecking ball. She's going to force Legs Benedict to the out to the back.
Are you going to do it, Juicy, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, we're all going to break into like a wrecking ball now.
Toxic came
Miley
like
Cyrus.
a wrecking ball.
I heard she's going to perform at halftime.
Herderino putting 4 more points on the board. Lansing only 5 points below that double century mark.
Woo!
Lexi Pro's doing a great job on me and Juicy are just shooting the shit, being terrible announcers over here. Thank you to Lexi Pro for keeping us in line.
I do what I can to be of service.
Quick moves on the inside. Legs Benedict scoring points. These skaters are giving it their all. There is 8 minutes left. Jam called off by Herderino.
Coming up to jam number 13, a little bit over 8 minutes to go. Lansing Roller Derby, 1 more point to we can all drink to 108. 8 minutes to go, coming up to jam number 13.
Tinosaurus Rex, number 3, up on that jam line for South Shore. Mick Jammer wearing the star for the girls in black.
South Shore beating each other on the helmets going, let's get ready to jam. Yar's like, I'll jam you.
Leroy Jenkins doing her best to keep Mick Jammer in line, but she's got to let her go. Mick Jammer will be your lead jammer. We got Evasive Species and Straga headed to the box here. It's got a 2-on-4 pack out there.
Fast pack.
Lansing now at 199, just 1 point below the century mark.
Oh, donut.
No, there it is. There it is.
Oh, yay.
Lansing now at 201. It's an all drink.
All drink anytime you break a century.
We don't make the rules. We just tell you what they are.
I just give us credit because we're not yelling all smoke because everybody go outside and we'd be standing there going, where'd everybody go? Coming up to jam number 14.
Looks like Herderino out there, number 18, jamming for Lansing. She's going to be joined by number 317, Wild Child.
That is actually 5'6" Deacon Bruise for LRD out there jamming.
Oh, Deacon Bruise. My bad. She's jamming for the first time tonight, but she will not be your lead jammer.
Deacon Bruise called for a track cut. South Shore did a quick little move to get on the backside for a nice little soul crush, and Deacon did not catch that one.
This is going to be a power jam for South Shore.
Power jam.
It's a Toxic Shock now with Wild Child in her sights.
Wild Child with a spin move going from outside to inside, running into that wall known as LRD blockers. Up on those toe stops, pushing and grinding for every inch of the track they can get. South Shore giving them a hand. Wild Child running into Toxic Shock at the top of the track. And more whistles are being blown.
And Deacon Bruce getting called out on a second track cut. Still a power jam for South Shore.
Power jam.
Deacon Bruce has the 30 seconds to learn how to work the saxophone and drink Scotch whiskey all night long. And let's see if...
Good reference. I like that. I'd sit in on that.
Looks like we've got a star pass from South Shore. Tinosaurus Rex trying to take... Oh, she's got it on her
Tinosaurus
head.
Rex with the moves on the inside. There is no lead jammer for this bout, so it'll be a full 2-minute jam, which is about 5 more seconds.
I'm glad my co-announcer can do math because, as you may or may not know, I teach English and therefore am sadly incapable of anything with numbers.
We'd like to remind everybody we're still looking for some more shout-outs. Actually, we've got one.
There's also a 50-50 raffle going on tonight. I'm not quite sure where the ticket seller is at this moment.
They might have found the Sky Mint table, Alex.
Oh.
That would explain a lot.
Nobody can get past the Sky Mint table.
It's kind of like a black hole. It just sucks you in.
So we got number 18. That's going to be Herderino.
Herderino for LRD, jamming up against Heather Skelter for South Shore.
Herderino's going to be your lead jammer. Gail Skater going to come take a sit in the sin bin here. Mother Tucker doing some nice blocking there on Heather Skelter. Camden's also coming in to assist. 4 more points going on that board there for Lansing.
Right.
Heather Skelter is out. She will not be your lead jammer. We're going to do a little blocker. Looks like a little blocker trade-off there from the penalty box.
We same times, 3:27, no delay.
And it looks like Herderino put a couple more points there on the board there for Lansing. It's going to call it. South Shore still at 108.
A buddy of mine lives like 2 miles from me. We're watching the World Series. He's telling me what's going on, and
This is going to be Mick Jammer on the jam line here for Lansing. She's going to be joined by number 317 Wild Child of South Shore.
3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. 207, 108. Lansing Roller Derby putting a whooping on tonight.
Wild Child ducks under the boom from Strega, was able to get out, and both initial passes, both jammers can now score points.
Oh, we're going to. No. They can get it for a back. They only got 1. Oh, they give it 2.
Miss Hyde going to take a hit there from the invisible blocker on turn 1.
Safe. You're safe. Way to be. Stole second base. He didn't even know it. Sin bin. Looks like we got 1 in the sin bin. That's it.
Deacon Bruce is out for LRD, jamming up against number 3.
Tinosaurus Rex for South Shore.
Tinosaurus Rex has a fantastic name. I just wanted to let you guys know that that's one of my favorites.
She is doing great. She just got lead jammer. See. And it looks like Deacon Bruce coming out for a penalty. This is going to be a power jam for South Shore.
Power
Quick little spin move by Tinosaurus Rex going into turn 3. That is another 4-point pass for South Shore.
Four points so far for South Shore Roller Derby on this Power Jam. Power Jam sponsored by Mayfair Bar. We're all going to the Mayfair Bar after this. One of our sponsors is the Mayfair Bar since 1934.
Looks like Wild Child is back out there for South Shore. Going to be jamming up against
Deacon Bruce, still in the penalty box. This is going to be a power start for South Shore.
We'd like to remind everybody at the end of the game, we'd like you to come around the track and give low 5.
We got a little pivot switch around there for Lansing. Wild Child doing her best up against that 4 wall. Ms. Hyde putting a nice hit there on Wild Child. Yar going to force her to the back. Straya going to come in for an assist. both jammers in. That gives Deacon Bruce the chance that she needs to come out of that penalty box. But she's running up against that 3 wall there, courtesy of South Shore.
Lots of pushing and shoving going into turn 3. Deacon Bruce trying to make their way through the pack. Wild Child looking for some sort of opening, but it is a giant wall of blockers going into turn 3 and turn 4. Quick push on the outside to Deacon Bruce being soul crushed by South Shore.
Ms. Hyde gonna put a nice hit there on Wild Child. Herderino gonna try to force Wild Child all the way to the back of that pack. Deacon Bruce, looks like Deacon Bruce is going for the star passes. She's going to be blocked by Farrell's in charge and Claude Van Dam.
Looks like a star pass complete to number 1-8, Herderino. Wild Child taking a hard hit for South Shore going on the outside. That defensive blocking wall of Strega, Yarmageddon is just putting in all kinds of work tonight.
Nice move by Herderino there to get by that little 2-wall, little inside-outside move, takes the inside lane on turn number 1.
Wild Child takes a hard hit to the inside there, courtesy of Miss Hyde. Wild Child down but not out. We have seen Wild Child taking a lot of big hits tonight and take them all with grace and style, getting right back up after each and every one. Wild Child is going to call it off, and that is the game, ladies and gentlemen.
If she did it with grace and style, she must go to front.
Let's give all these skaters one more loud round of applause. Foot stomp. Let's make as much noise as we possibly can. Let's make sure these skaters can hear us.
If everybody wants to gather around the track, we're waiting for the official score. This is unofficial. Both teams, make sure you stay out for pictures. Do not go to the locker room.
We have the unofficial score of Lansing Roller Derby 221, South Shore 112. Make sure you stick around. We have one more bout coming tonight. We have